A bride has a
shady bridesmaid
who apparently hijacked her wedding shower. And now she wants to know if she's overreacting or not. So let's be the judge of that today. This story first came February 4th, 2026. She is a 2026 bride. Love that for her. My sister is getting married and asked me to be her matron of honor, which I was thrilled about. I love my little sister, and she was my maid of honor when I got married a few years ago. We talk once or twice a week. I have a little one at home, and she's younger, very social, and staying out late. She's planning a big wedding, lots of people, lots of moving parts. As maid of honor, I'm expected to lead planning for the bridal shower and bachelorette party. Since the shower comes first, I asked my sister what vibe she wanted. She said that it was elegant. Perfect. I told her I'll organize with the bridesmaids and report back to her ideas that she can choose from or approve. I asked her if she had any ideas already, and she said no, but wanted to see what we came up with. She did say she wanted something that would accommodate a lot of people. I created a group chat with the bridesmaids to start planning. There are 3 other bridesmaids. 2 are my sister's childhood friends. I know them. They're very sweet, collaborative, great people. And one of them I didn't know. Let's call her Shady. That is a nickname you do not want.
No, don't like that.
My nickname growing up was Jossie Bossy, which the shoe fit. And then once we got to high school, it was Joss the Boss. And now, I still like to go by Joss the Boss, but that's fine. I don't expect you guys to call me that. Shady is actually in the main group of friends of my sister's future husband. They included her as a bridesmaid rather than on the groom's side for symmetry in the wedding party, but my sister is getting to know her more and she's becoming one of her friends too. We planned an in-person meeting to brainstorm ideas. Everyone showed up on time except Shady. I texted and called, no answer. About 30 minutes later, I suggested we just start planning. We started discussing ideas, games, venues. I mentioned that I was thinking of some elegant venues, but that they could be pricey. I'm a little bit older and more financially established, so I offered to cover the cost of the venue, restaurant, hotel, studio, and if the other bridesmaids wanted to focus on games, decors, flowers, and theme ideas, that would be great. What a generous sister you are. They were relieved and agreed since they're still in or just out of college. After 45 minutes, Shady shows up and apologizes for being late. We recap everything. She doesn't offer any ideas. She just listens. We all chat a bit, get to know each other, and Shady seems friendly, outgoing, and pleasant. We end the meeting with the plan that I will tour venues and update the group chat, and everyone else will contribute ideas for games, decor, and themes. The following week, I took a few days off work and I toured several venues. I took photos and I shared them in the group chat. The other bridesmaids responded with comments like how beautiful they were, questions about the space and menu, etc. They showed pictures of game ideas and themes and all that. Shady said nothing. That weekend, I went to my sister's place to show her everything in person. She casually mentioned that Shady and her boyfriend had been over earlier that day to spend time with her and her future baby. Hubby, not baby, future hubby. Whoa, I am just rushing the process over here. Then my sister tells me Shady had already shown her all the venue photos and ideas from the group chat. She then showed my sister pictures of a friend's large mansion, complete with floor plans, and suggested hosting the shower there instead with some catering. My sister said she really liked this idea. I told my sister that if that's what she wants, I support it. I want her to be happy and I want her to have the shower that she wants. But I feel like the rug was pulled out from under me. I did the planning, the legwork, touring, and shared everything with the group. Shady said nothing in the chat, then went directly to my sister behind the scenes with some other plan that she did not want to share with the bridesmaid group. Was this shady behavior, or am I overreacting? Do I confront Shady or keep quiet to avoid drama during my sister's wedding? That is the big question when it comes to any kind of drama. Do we say something or do we bite our tongue? I have stood as a bridesmaid in a lot of weddings over the last 3 years, and let me tell you, I am not overstepping the maid of honor in any capacity. We're going straight to the Reddit comments. Someone commented and said, I would bring it up in the group chat to let the other girls know the ideas that Shady came up with so all of you are on the same page. My question is that being shady and coming up with a mansion, does that mean it's free because it's her friends, or will she be covering the expense? OP, which means original poster, wrote back to that and said it will be free because it is at someone's house. My sister will also likely add this additional person to the guest list if she's hosting the party for the shower. I imagine the bridal party will divide costs for the food. I'm going to make a group chat informing the other bridesmaids of the change. I don't know how to word it without sounding upset right now. Next comment. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. When you were at the bridal planning, she could not offer up a second person's house without speaking to them first. She absolutely had to confirm with that person before she made the offer. And then once she got the confirmation that it could be done, she likely told your sister because she knows your sister better, and she spoke to your sister before she spoke to you. She might be shady, but I don't think it's that deep. The only way you're gonna know is if you talk to her. But if you don't talk to her and you just start bailing out of things and crap talking to her without finding out what happened, then you're going to be the one who's bringing the drama. All right, interesting. It's like we have both perspectives. Some people are saying it's not a big deal, while others might say, a little overstepping there, but maybe it wasn't intentional. She did respond to that question and said, I'm not the type to burn the house down if something goes wrong, so I'm not in any way going to stop being there for my sister or step down from being her maid of honor. I just think there were many opportunities to say, hey, here's an option. I can check with my friend if it's possible, and that would have been great. Next comment. Honestly, leave this alone and tell your sister that you're leaving the planning of everything else to Shady because of what she did. Let her know you don't have time for this and cut off the drama at the head. All right. We have our first update and it came 11 days later. We are now at February 15th. Somehow things got worse. Remember when I said I didn't want to cause drama for my sister? Well, I failed. After my sister told me she wanted to go to Shady's mansion shower plan, I decided to be an adult and call out Shady directly. I called her and she didn't answer, so I sent a polite text saying that I had spoken to my sister. She mentioned the mansion idea, and I was just confused about how the group chat planning pivoted into a fully formed alternate event. Very calm, I'm just trying to understand. She texted back instead of calling. She said she doesn't have a sister of her own and really wants to do this for my sister. Okay. She did not address why she didn't bring this up in the group chat. Then she added that she already has a menu planned. My sister agreed to it and she will be covering the cost. And all of the bridesmaids just have to show up and enjoy themselves. Oh, and she plans to use the games that we discussed in the group chat. Excuse me? So now she's throwing the shower, featuring one recycled game from the peasants? I know I'm not paying anything for this, so she's not looking to take advantage of generosity. I probably shouldn't have, but I responded that this is something I had really wanted to do for my only sister, and I was disappointed that I didn't even get to be part of it. Then I called my sister to explain our conversation. My sister said yes, she's good with this plan. This is what she wants, and I can just focus on the bachelorette party. If this is what she wants, fine, I will swallow it, but I do feel disappointed. Replaced, weirdly pushed out. So I sent a neutral message to the group chat saying that Shady would be taking over the shower planning and that it would be at her friend's home. My phone rang immediately. One of the bridesmaids, we'll call her Sweetie, calls me absolutely shocked because she knew how passionate I was about doing this for my sister. I explained what happened. She was upset with me and asked if I wanted her to call Shady and find out why she left us out. And here is where hindsight punches me in the face. I said, sure. Sweetie calls Shady. Shady answers. Apparently, Sweetie did not love the response that she got. They argue. Shady then calls my sister. My sister then calls me. My sister was upset because of the conflict. I tried calming her down, but I ended up getting upset too, and I yelled. I did apologize, but in the moment, I realized my sister just wanted me to quietly make this work and not create waves. And I just created a tidal wave. How did we get here? Fast forward to this past weekend. We had an unrelated event where all the bridesmaids were present, along with family, and I met my sister's future in-laws for the first time. Shady was also there. She did not speak to me, not once. Instead, she stayed glued to my sister's fiance and his mother. When I met the future mother-in-law with Shady standing right there, I immediately got the vibe that she was annoyed with me. She was polite, but distant, and I couldn't help but wonder what version of the story she had told on that side. I stayed near my sister the whole event. She seemed happy. Sweetie stuck by us too, but there is now this very obvious divide with Shady, and I feel terrible. I never wanted to make my sister's wedding messy. I just wanted to throw her a beautiful shower. Now, somehow, it feels political. So now I'm asking, did I mishandle this? Is this a pick your battles situation and I picked wrong? Was I reasonably hurt and this spiraled beyond what I intended? Because right now I feel like I accidentally became the villain. I'm curious what you guys think of this. If she made the right call, if some of y'all were like, we told you to leave it alone and shut up. Shut up. I don't know. Whose side are we on? Shady or maid of honor / sister? We're gonna go check out the Reddit comments. Someone commented and said, damn, that Shady has screwed you over. Sadly, you played right into her hands and now she is the one to be seen doing what the bride wants and you are the bad guy. To be honest though, as long as your sister is happy, I would just let the drama fade away for now. Totally understand why you are hurt though, and I do think that you are not the a-hole. OP responded and said, I think this is probably the best way. I appreciate you saying I'm not the a-hole and understand why I am hurt. I don't think my sister understands that, and maybe that's why this feels unresolved and uncomfortable. And now I've got to interact with Shady for the next few months for wedding activities and act like everything is okay. Next comment, is there any chance that Shady likes future brother-in-law and is jealous that he's getting married to your sister? My mind did not go there at all. OP said, no, I don't think so. They've been friends for many years and he was single for a long time before he met my sister. I do think she appreciates his friendship and wants to be involved to a significant degree, but wasn't happy with me being in charge or leading something that she wanted control of. Next comment, sounds to me like Shady has main character syndrome. One idea might be for you to just sit tight and be available anytime your sister reaches out. And let Shady do her own little show, because eventually she's gonna slip up and show her arse. If she is an MC type, she's not gonna stop trying to take center stage from you. It's going to bleed into other aspects of the wedding, and your sister and others will see who she really is. But realize that you can't stop it based on the dynamics you described. Know that you can't protect your sister from her because your sister is still buying into it. And she's just gonna have to learn about this girl from her own experiences. So there's no reason getting your sister pissed off at you over it. You've already kind of warned her, now you can just be there when she needs you. It's going to be hard biting your tongue, but just be there for your sister whenever she needs you. OP says, this sounds like the route I will go. I'll just have to accept what happened and just be polite whenever I see Shady. I don't like that my sister's future mother-in-law has such a negative impression of me. Shady is such an arse. Next comment, your sister is the a-hole. Oh, that was not the question, but maybe some people feel that way. Your sister is an a-hole and owes you an apology for allowing this friend to treat you so badly. I hope you tell your sister that if she thinks her friend is more of a sister to her, then you will be stepping back. Your sister is in the wrong here, not only her crappy friend. Interesting. This is a brand new perspective. OP did write back to that and said, I didn't really think about it from this perspective. She really is dismissing my feelings about what happened. I'm not going to step down from being her maid of honor. I love her and I will give her grace about this. There might be more going on behind the scenes with my sister and my future brother-in-law. I could see my future brother-in-law possibly pushing for this if he thought it was a good idea too, as he is pretty opinionated. This is all just speculation though. All right, so next comment. OP responded to a long thread regarding avoiding making more conflicts and the idea of stepping down because her sister is disregarding her and their relationship as sisters. She said, I didn't think about that, but yes, my sister disregarded my feelings about what happened, and that does hurt. I'm going to give her grace about this as wedding planning is very stressful and overwhelming. All right, so she is not stepping down as maid of honor. And last question, is Shady a family member or related to anyone else in the family? And OP said, no, just friends with the groom. We do have the final update, and I'm very curious how all of this plays out. Hopefully the drama stopped there for the bride's sake. But first, you guys know the drill. We're taking a sip of water. It's hydration station. I can't reach as far with my mic, so cheers. Just know I'm cheersing you. Drink your water. Drink your water today. You need it. That was like your inner voice talking to you. Drink your water.
You guys, look at the next set of nails I'm putting on. They're like those glass chrome, so every time the light hits them, they shimmer and shine pink in different ways. I got these on Amazon. The brand is so affordable and cheap. I love it. I just started on this brand. How fun are these gonna be? I'm gonna put them on tomorrow, I think. So you will see them in a future video.
All right, so the final update came May 5th, 2026, very recently, almost 3 months later. So the hijacked shower was this past weekend, and I have to admit, it was beautiful, elegant, polished, and honestly better than anything I would have put together. I received an invitation like any other guest, no mention of helping, no role, I just showed up. A few days before, I even texted Shady asking if I could bring anything. Her response was, just bring yourself. So that's what I did. I had family coming in from out of town for the shower, so a few of my aunts and cousins met at my house and we all drove together in multiple cars. Some of them stayed with me for the weekend. When we arrived, well, this place was something else. A massive gated home, like movie level fancy, fountain out front, sweeping steps, pillars, the whole thing. That reminds me of the scene from Bridesmaids when they all roll up to her wedding shower at a mansion. Immediately, I was like, okay, this is not your average shower. Shady greeted us at the door, all air kisses and charm, thanked us for coming, and swept us inside like she was hosting a gala. And honestly, the setup was stunning. The hors d'oeuvres is how it's spelled. I'll never understand our language. Anyways, they were elegantly plated, looking like art displays. It was classy, coordinated, and way more formal than anything I would have planned. I'm pretty sure she saw the look on my face too, a mix of awe and oh my god. She gave this little half smile before moving on to the next guests, whatever. I knew about half the room, my family, so I spent time catching up. I also made my rounds, introduced myself to people I didn't know, and got to know my sister's future family. Sister's future mother-in-law, polite but still cold. I also tried chatting with Shady's inner circle. We will call them snotty, snooty, and stuck up. And yeah, short responses, not very welcoming, fine. But then I started noticing something else. My family members seemed uncomfortable, and that is not us. We are loud, competitive, and we love shower games. Usually it turns into chaos in the best way. This time, people are subdued, hesitant, and quiet. Meanwhile, my sister was on cloud 9. She was glowing, making her rounds, but mostly sitting with Shady and her crew. She looked like she felt like a princess, and I'm happy for her. When Sweetie arrived, she gave me a look that perfectly matched what I felt walking in. No words needed. Then came the games. Shady led them along with her trio. The room we moved into looked like a luxury hotel lobby. The family members that participated were reserved and surprisingly less enthusiastic. It made me more aware of the differences between the families and that many of my family members seemed like they felt out of place. Fast forward to later that evening. My sister and her fiance came over to my house to spend time with the out-of-town relatives. Everything was typical until my future brother-in-law said something. One of my cousins casually asked why I hadn't thrown the shower. Before I could even answer, my future brother-in-law jumped in and said, "It's actually inappropriate for a sister to host a bridal shower." What's inappropriate about that? I don't understand. I was a bit shocked. I looked at my sister. She didn't react. She was playing with my kid, but I do know that she heard it. And I started thinking there was possibly more behind the hijacking. Was Shady placed as a mole to purposely take over the shower so there would be a standard that met future brother-in-law's family expectations? My future brother-in-law's family is quite affluent, and while that has never been an issue in our interactions before, it did make me consider whether expectations around the event may have influenced what happened. My brother-in-law knows our family. He has been to our parties. He knows that they're fun, loud, and definitely not formal. And his family? They're wealthy. Like, very wealthy. It's never been an issue before. He's usually easygoing, but he does have noticeably expensive taste. So I'm wondering, did he set this up behind the scenes? Did he think what I would have planned would not have been good enough? Which is correct. I would have planned something less formal and more laid back. And if so, why not just say something instead of this weird takeover? I'm flexible. I'm really not too upset anymore over what happened. I just have a feeling that people did shady things around me rather than just communicate. This was too blatantly weird to just happen this way. Oh well, on to the bachelorette party planning. I want to know what you guys think. Maybe this was a bigger scheme than we realize. I don't know. I don't know if the groom's involved. Does the groom care about a bridal shower? Do they care that much? I don't know. Let's go to the Reddit comments and see what they are saying over there. Someone said, write a positive, glowing review of the incredible work Shady did in the bridesmaids chat. How elegant it was, how everyone in your family is still talking about it. Be genuine and show that you're impressed. Thank Shady for her efforts and apologize for the earlier misunderstandings. Express that she set a high bar for all of you now. Your goal isn't to suck up to Shady. You should give credit where it is due. She did a great job, and your sister and his fiance clearly enjoyed having a posh shower. Start the group plotting for the bachelorette. Encourage ideas and collaboration. Be half aware that Shady might choose to arrange a fancier and more expensive option. If she does, be graceful about it. If that comes up, ask your sister if she would prefer to swap your and Shady's roles, so Shady gets the maid of honor role. Be graceful about it. It's not a demotion. It's recognition for the role that Shady may be performing. I know that you wanted the opportunity to do these things for your sister, but ultimately this is about your sister rather than it is about you. Finally, feel encouraged to create a family-specific event for your sister for any family who can make it a day or two before the wedding. A picnic perhaps, if the weather will be good. Invite Sweetie and other close friends and family, including your soon-to-be brother-in-law. Do it as a family member rather than as a maid of honor. Play games, encourage your family to be their enthusiastic selves, enjoy yourself. I know it sucks to be overshadowed, but your sister is making her own choices. I guess she likes the finer things. It's really hard to compete with someone who can put on an event like that shower, so don't. Have your sister's back. Maybe her future family-in-law are the nicest people, but just in case they aren't, learn how to dance with them so that you can be there for her. OP responded to that and said, I like what you said, giving her credit where it is due and praising the shower. It was the fanciest shower I've ever been to. And collaborating on The Bachelorette, but I don't see a need to step down as maid of honor. I do think it would be nice to schedule some family activities before the wedding and try and mend whatever happened. Next comment, not a fan of the conflict aversion by them. It seems like a lot is going on behind the scenes, and I actually remember your original post. From what you're giving, it just seems, I don't know. If your sister wants elegance and so on, that's fine, but state it outright from the get-go. Or have a come to Jesus moment with you. The weird power games are just immature. Why triangulate when you can just talk? And I'm not a fan of the brother-in-law deflecting blame by saying it's inappropriate for the sister to throw the shower. Like, what the F is that even? That's what I'm wondering. Add me to the list. Also confused. I would just step back. I would be heartbroken that the sister was just deflecting. I get she said that's what she wanted, but it's a lot of sneaking around behind your back for it, and I am just not about it. Maybe the signs have all been there, but all that's being done is breaking hearts like yours. It's sad. Maybe she'll come around and offer an explanation, or maybe she is becoming now. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. OP did not respond to that one. However, we're moving on to the next comment. I have a suspicion that your sister's future in-laws are very caught up in the strict rules of etiquette. In case you didn't know, as much as I hate to say it, your future brother-in-law is correct? Huh? According to Emily Post, it is extremely inappropriate for a family member to throw a bridal shower. Emily Post? What the hell is that? Who's Emily? It's traditionally done by the bride's friends. However, it's important to note that the rule is quite archaic and certainly not enforced. I had a colleague whose son and daughter-in-law were getting married who threw themselves a bridal shower. But apparently these people are too busy looking down their noses at you to see that times have changed. I'm sorry to say it, but I suspect your sister is buying into this snobby atmosphere. I suggest you retreat, lick your wounds, and live to fight another day. Hopefully it won't get to it, but maybe you can do it for her next wedding. Oh. Well then, maybe you are a little bit shady for that comment. I mean, it's a little sassy. It's a little sassy. We welcome sass over here though. OP did respond to that and said, just to note, I was planning the bridal shower as maid of honor with the bridesmaids before the hijacking took place. We know that. Yeah, we know. All right, we have one last comment. Ooh, in big capital letters, do not plan the bachelorette. Are you not seeing what is obvious? Your sister is part of what her new family and Shady are doing, and she doesn't care if you are hurt. She doesn't want you involved. You should not even be part of the wedding party. What? Oh my gosh, why is everything so extreme? I am not feeling that way. It appears your sister is playing coy, but she approves of what is happening and how you are treated, and she doesn't care about you at all. This is her new life and you are not part of it. Time to step down, back out of everything, and simply attend as a guest. And seek your husband's support, as your relationship with your sister will never recover, nor does she care. Please have some self-respect and stand up for yourself. They are going to hurt you very badly and you don't deserve this. Your sister is a manipulative piece of shite, and it's time you see that clearly. You said it, not me. I'm not feeling that extreme about it, but we have a lot of different opinions here, so I want to hear yours, okay? Let me know what you're thinking. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. Bye.